What's going on, guys? Hope you guys are doing good. It's a little too cold for the coat that I have on this morning, but I've woken up super early. The sun is just coming up and I wanted to play around with this Canon T2i that I bought probably 2 weeks ago. I've been messing with this thing a little bit and I've really not just set up with a minimalist kit. I've really not just set up a talking headshot and seeing if this thing will work for that. So that's what I want to do in this video. This is not going to be one of those videos where I talk about all of the specs and all of that stuff with the T2i. This is really just going to be a video of me fighting the camera and trying to get a good talking headshot before all my batteries freeze. So let's get into it. Took a picture of my script, a new thing I'm trying out. Let's see how this goes. Okay, in my initial video with this thing, I said that I paid 68 bucks for it, and that was with tax. So I actually paid $63 for this. It didn't come with the lens, but it did come with a battery and a charger, and it was really dirty. And I did clean it up pretty good. Put a screen protector on there, and the only spot that I couldn't get super clean was right here on the grip, and I thought it was mud, but I actually think it's paint. So I think in the future I'll probably love on it a little bit more, but it was in really good shape for 63 bucks. And I needed a camera for my other channel to film my target because I have a gun channel. So that's why I picked this thing up. It uses the same battery as my T2i, so that's a plus. And I'm wondering, will this thing even work for YouTube for a talking headshot? So there's a few things that you need to know with these old cameras before you get into it. I'm not going to get super into the specs, but it doesn't have continuous autofocus in video. This one does not have a flip out screen like the T2i does. These have really bad dynamic range. So I'll be talking about that a little bit when I set up my shot, but not good dynamic range. You really need to film on the lowest ISO possible to get the least amount of noise. And this does have a mic jack, but you couldn't control it. So I installed Magic Lantern onto this camera, as well as a couple of my personal favorites of the color profiles. I'm going to be using the one that I made today because I like it the best. I'm just emotionally attached to it, I guess. Let's talk about Magic Lantern for a second. I'm not using this for raw video, even though this somehow will record a little bit longer raw video than my Canon T2i. I don't know how that's possible, but I'm not using Magic Lantern for raw video. I'm using it for focus peaking. I'm using it for the auto override features, and I'm using it for the exposure tools. Now, how am I gonna see my screen if it doesn't flip out? And this is what I'm trying out today to see if I can get away with it. I've got this mirror that mounts onto my cold shoe that I use, or that I've used in the past with Canon EOS M. I used it with the EOS M, and then I used it with my phone a lot. It's just a mirror. You look over your phone, or you look over your camera, and you can see your screen. So I'm going to use that. You can't adjust your audio with the factory Canon firmware, but you can with the Magic Lantern. So the mic that I'm using is going to be this super cheap, I think these are about 17 bucks now, the Boya BYM1 lav mic. Decent sounding lav mic in my opinion. And then I'm just going to be boosting my gain. And then to get my focus, I'm going to be using this cheap Progo remote shutter. These work great. I use it with my T2i too. So I think that's it. Let me check my script real quick. Yeah, so let's set up the shot. Okay, let's go over settings really quick. That right there means I'm overexposed. The sky's overexposed, which is okay. I know from previous experience that I need to expose off of my face rather than like my total exposure of my shot. So I'm gonna leave my shutter speed at 150. ISO is 100, which is good. And then my aperture is going to be how I control my exposure. I'm autofocus. That's where I'm using the autofocus on the kit lens. That's where the remote shutter is going to come into play. So this little cold shoe mirror is from Nicey Rig, and it's actually a decent little product. I've used it quite a bit. I think it was about 20 bucks, and it's well worth, you know, the 20 bucks that you have into it. But let's see what this looks like. Hope my dog don't poop. So I can kind of see my screen. Let's see. Okay, so I can do that right there. So I can see my screen. I kind of have to lean off to the side You guys can't see it, but yeah, that'll work. It's too cold to be doing this. Okay, our mic, the Boya BOI M1. I can see my audio levels inside of Magic Lantern once I put that in there, so I'm gonna set that now. Okay, I'm mic'd up. I've got the mic in there and then the remote shutter. And then with the Magic Lantern, I can see my audio levels right there. And just to show you guys what I'm running, I'm using 17 decibels analog gain. Okay, moment of truth. Okay, moment of truth. This is what that shot looks like, and I can see a smudge on my UV filter already. What does this look like? What does this sound like? Another bad, or another like con with the T2i, I don't know why I'm still holding my GoPro. I guess I could turn that off. But you have a 10-minute recording limit, and the way I work around that is just set a timer on my phone. It's just something that's built into these old cameras because of some tax law. But this is what that shot looks like. You guys will have to let me know what you think about it. Right now, the entire sky is overexposed. So what I'm gonna do is crank the shutter down just a little bit and get most of the sky properly exposed and see if that changes what it looks like through the T2i, my skin tones and stuff. Okay, that's about half and half. So right here, the sky is not overexposed, and then over my head it is. But I think probably this is gonna be too dark on my skin tones. But this is the type of shot that you can get with a Canon kit lens and a $63 plus tax Canon T2i. And a $20 mirror, $11 lav mic, and a $20 shutter, and the tripod a company sent me from my other channel. So let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments section. Hope you guys have a good day. Hope you guys have had a good weekend. I'll see you guys later.